Alright, well, let's try and get this all started and going. Let's have a look. Let's just make sure I am going good. Okay, it is starting. We'll get there eventually. Well, hello guys, welcome to today's... I believe I've got everything right. This is the League IRL. Just check. Yeah, IRL. T1, round 2 of Austria. And I'm going to be commentating for you guys today. Sorry for the not great starting time. This was kind of a last minute thing. I was meant to be racing, but for whatever reason the game was not allowing me to. So let's go ahead and get that in there. And we might be underway with this. So let's go ahead and run through everyone in who I have here today. Who have I got here today? Okay, let's get used to the names. So we've got Liam, Ramsel, we've got Jordy, we got Hex, Jacob, Vipers, Ethan, my man Ethan, again. We're in here. Lorax, let's go Sweats, Mr. Quick Draw James, Calgon, okay, Lucas, Alfie, Jens, Gigi, and different person, but NK instead of NJ like we had yesterday. But yeah, so bit on the weird bit here today. Didn't really have any time to prep, so I don't know as much as I did yesterday about the other league that I did. But this is IRL, and yeah, well, let me go have a quick look to see, you know, who we've got everywhere. See if I can't learn something really quickly. So, also, this is a sprint weekend, I believe. So we've got sprint, quali, and everything else. So it's come to an end, or it's coming to an end. See if anyone can't get any faster lap time than Liam. But I believe he's going to be the fastest guy on track here today. Okie dokie. So, let me pull up this. Yeah. Sounds about right for you. Sounds about right for you, Sean. to mess up an entire lap time just because you. Okay, well, that's everybody done. So let's have a look at our starting three. We have Liam, followed by Geordie, followed by Jacob. I really haven't... Nope. That is not a great debut quali at all to have spun out. But not having it, like I've already mentioned, I don't have all the information and everything I would potentially need, because, well, I came into this kind of unprepared because I was expecting to race today, but sadly I missed the time. It took a bit too long for me to set up my racing wheel, so a bit of a disappointment on that end for me. But yeah. Oh, I might get out. Aha! There we go. Thank you, Ethan, for giving me some more information that I can actually go on. So the previous race was at Jeddah, and I'm being told that Liam was the one that won Jeddah. Liam won Jeddah and Jacob was last on pole. Okay. Let me see if there's any more information I can grab myself. So far we've done Jeddah, now we're on to Austria. Let's see. Oh, and it's lights out and away we go. We're all on the way now. So here goes the sprint race as we get ready to go. And there's a lot of movement here. So far at the front here, we've just had... Well, what's happened there? We've got Liam now leading the pack in front of Geordie and Hex, who then follows it by Jacob and Vipers. Let's go ahead and see if we can't move down, see what happens. Let's have a look at Ethan back here. We've got... Oh, got some battling between the McLaren and the Ferrari. Those two cars are very close to each other here. I believe... let's see. And Hex is going to make the move for the inside. He's going to be taking the dive on the inside. But he lost a lot of positions because of that move he just tried to do. Oh, there's something going on. Oh, there seems to be an incident with potentially Lorax. Maybe there was an incident I didn't see, but I believe something happened with Lorax there. And the battling here in the middle, and Lucas Leo has just received a has been awarded a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, which now throws both of the Ethan taking the fastest lap of the race so far. Geordie's gonna go. Liam's gonna go and take P1 back from Geordie now, and Geordie's gonna have the inside line, is then gonna take it onto the straight, but no, Liam's gonna take it back. This is a lot more difficult to commentate over than yesterday's race because it's such a very short track. on the sense that the camera's angles are a bit crappy. Can't really quite see what's going on. Let's go ahead and let's head on board with, what was that line? Let's go ahead, hop on board with Jacob, who's back here, and we should be able to see some more better things. Hyphen Sweats has just got a 3-second time penalty. That was very close, with Jacob almost going into the back of Liam Ramsel. Ramsel. Yeah, I think that's correct. Oh, Jacob almost going back into the back of Liam here. And Jordy's going to take the inside line, and maybe he might be able to do something, but then Ethan's just got a time penalty, and along with Hex has got a time penalty. There's a little bit back and forth back there. I can see... Oh, no! Oh! Jacob has spun! Jacob has spun! And I believe in that instant of him spinning, he's also managed to clash with Liam there, causing him to have a little bit of a spin. Let's go ahead and get out of this camera and stop looking at that. Let's go ahead and head back to, more or less back to the back of the grid here. See if we can't see anything that's going on. And Lorax is climbing back up after, I believe, his little spillage that he had at some point in the beginning of the race. And he's managed to claw back quite a few positions, but Lucas Leo's also just been given is that another time penalty for Lucas? I'm not 100% certain on that. Don't see where... Oh, he's down at the bottom there. Let's go ahead and see if we can't get some more information on that. Yeah, Lucas Leo has gotten 2 penalties. Oh, and there's been an incident with GG. I believe GG has just spun there, which is pushing Mr. Quickdraw James and Meki further up the grid. Now there's a bit of a battle between the Williams and the Ferrari driver. Battling between the two of them back here. Let's go ahead and see the more intense battle that's been going on up here, with Ethan passing Liam. But Liam is right on him. They've both got DRS. Who's going to get through this first corner faster? Liam's just going to keep it stuck behind Ethan. Is he going to make the move at some point? Yes, he is. He's going to go deep. He's going to take the inside line, and Ethan's going to take the outside line. And Gigi's just been given a time penalty there. Oh, I didn't even realise. Vipers has come up to the front of the grid in his V-carb. Vipers has entered into the battle with the top 3 guys that have been battling for most of this race. And Lorax God has just also received a time penalty. A lot of time penalties here today. And let's go ahead and have a look back here and see what's happening back here. We've got a little bit more of a battle between Liam Ramsel and Ethan. Ramsel came through T1 with a lot of a faster line there. Passes Vipers, and he's now going to be chasing down Jordy. Hopefully Jordy can be able to keep his position and keep on the defense. Well, keep defending on Liam. Liam's going to take the inside line there and pass up on Jordy, throwing Liam into P1. And we're going to skip up to see if there's any more battling anywhere. They're still battling back here between the Williams driver and the Ferrari driver of Meki and Quickdraw James. Lorax has got his time penalty, but he's trying to catch up with Jacob here. Vipers has just received another time penalty, and I believe... Oh, Geordie has gone ahead and made the move past Liam Ramsell there. That's none of the racers, so let's not worry about that one. Okay, so we've got... This is very close racing. Extremely close racing here. And Ethan has dropped back 2 positions as, I believe, Vipers and Hex, I believe, passed him. There's a load of battles for these top 3 positions. And Quick Draw James has also just received a time penalty for multiple warnings there. But the battle continues between Geordie and Ramsell. But Vipers is not trying to let them go. Ethan has just received another time penalty. This track is one of those places that you're going to see a lot of time penalties from people that have just gone out way too far. Just like that. Just like the V-Carb and the Mercedes there both went out really wide. Oh, and as does Geordie. Geordie went out a bit wide there, coming off the track, which is going to slow him down, which might allow for Viper to pass, which he does. Viper's passed, and Viper's just gone straight through and passed on both of them. Both the race leader, both the... just passed them both. But now there's a battle back and forth between Liam Ramsell and Vipers. Getting told there's a battle more or less at the midfield here. There seems to be a little bit of a battle back here between Jens, Sweats, and Alfie. But there seems a little bit... There's so much more battling up here at the front. Lorax has just gotten another time penalty. That's not going to be good for him. I believe that's his 3rd, I believe, time penalty he has just received. No, is that his 2nd? Yeah, no, that's his 2nd. But the battling... Oh, that looked like Geordie was literally tucked underneath the bottom of that V-Carb car. Ethan now has joined the fray, joined in with the battling, as the Ferrari takes the inside line, meaning he's going to come out of there faster, but that's not going to matter to Liam whatsoever, who passes by everyone to take back P1. This is some real fast-paced racing back here. Little battling back here between Hex and Ethan. Hex and Ethan, a little bit of back and forth between the two of them. Let's go ahead and see if there's anything going on back in the midfield. See if there's anything going on back here. Not really a lot, but there seems to be Quick Draw and Meki are still fighting each other for that P11 position. Jacob is still with how much battling is going on in front of Jacob. Jacob is actually is able to actually quite quickly catch back up to the rest of the grid up there. Sweats has just received a time penalty, and Geordie takes the inside line again, I believe. Or is he taking the outside line? No, I think that was an outside line move. And he's gone and taken it, but I think that McLaren of Liam Ramsell is a lot faster, but there's a little bit of contact there between Ramsell and what's just happened. Has Lorax just dropped down? Yeah, Lorax is dropping down positions. Lorax, I'm not quite sure what's happened to Lorax, but he's just gotten passed by, I believe, quite a lot of people there. I'm not quite sure. But again, the V-Carb has taken P1 away from that Ferrari and McLaren, because there's a lot of battling going on up here at the front here. Very close contact between the top 5 drivers there. Top 5 drivers. They're all battling for that P1 position. But as it seems to keep going, Geordie, Liam, and Vipers are just battling P1. Liam seemed to have had the faster quali pace, but all these other drivers seem to have equal race pace. Meki's just received the time penalty, which I think now will keep that, might close the gap there. And the V car position again, and a lot of collisions. Oh no, the Ferrari's gone off. The Ferrari of Jordi, and he spun. Jordi is spun, and Jordi's out of the race. Jordi is out of the race. Oh, what an upset there. I'm not quite sure what happened, but there was a collision, and well, I am sure what happened there. There's a collision between Vipers and Jordi. That's gonna be in with the. They're gonna be some checking on that there, and as the race comes to a finish, Hex is just. Well, oh yeah, rejigging. Quite sure. What a race up front that has been, but poor Jordi has just been taken out completely out of the sprint race. Hopefully he's going to be able to do something now in the race back here, but that was a massive upset. Liam taking the win there, followed by Jacob, followed by Vipers and Hex. Wow, that was some intense racing there. Very, very close, all of them very close together. Impressive, impressive, impressive. Jens, I'm gonna go with it. Yeah, Jens did pretty. Actually, I haven't even clocked it. Jens. Oh, I think did my stream just crash? Don't tell me my stream just crashed. Is my stream still going? Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah, still going. Stream's still going. Don't know why it just told me that. But yeah. What Jens? I believe Jens started at the back of the grid. I was not paying attention at all, but Jens has managed to pull himself from, I think, the back of the grid all the way up to the top 10. Impressive, impressive stuff. Now we're going to go on to the short quali for the main race now, which is going to be a bit on the longer end than obviously the sprint race quali. But let's see if anybody can give any more moves here. So let's have a look. Who's going to be the first one to pull out to set the first lap time? Let's see. Who do we think it'll be? I have my bets on this impatient son of a gun. Sweats has just left the session. I'm not quite sure why. My bit of a connection here issue there. There's a Ferrari coming out, and there's also a kit car coming out, and that's gonna be of Lucas and Quick Draw. Now everyone's coming out. So the first person out was the kick car, where we're gonna go ahead and hop on board with Viper, who, wow, honestly, wow, that's, yeah, insane driving there from Viper. Can't quite remember where he qualified to then in the sprint. Let me go back on my thing here and have a look. At the end there, yeah, I believe he started in P5. I'm not quite sure what's going on right now with my stuff, but okay, so he started P5. Let's see if Viper can't get a better qualifying start so that you know, he can, well, it might be, he might end up battling better if he gets a good qualifying position. Now, there was some really, really close racing there. And I'm hoping we're going to be able to get to see it again for all those who missed it. Wow. It was all there between Liam Vipers and then Geordie, who had such a bad accident. He had gotten pushed off the track a bit by Vipers, and then as he was rejoining onto the track, he did a perfect rejoin, and the car was just not agreeing with him. Just decided to spin under everything, and Vipers doing a 104.970. That's a very fast time there. Liam takes it away straight away after that absolutely beautiful racing we saw from Liam, and Vipers, and pretty much everyone that was up there. Hopefully Geordie will be able to come out at some point and you know, set us a good lap time. Who's that in front of Liam right there? It's a Mercedes. Oh, and it's the Mercedes of Ethan. The Ethan was also amongst all of that, and yeah, it was quite interesting. The battling between those guys. Not quite sure. I can't quite remember what happened to Jacob, but he got thrown. I think he had some sort of incident during the start of the race, so he got thrown back quite a bit. Oh, and Lucas Leo just got a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Ethan. I don't know if I said that correctly there, but yeah, Lucas Leo just taking a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Ethan. And Liam's gone in. Let's see. Geordie has not come out yet. I think Geordie is still pretty salty on the incident that happened prior. Quick Draw, I don't know why he's still out. I think he's just trying to get in a faster lap time. But maybe his teammate Geordie will be able to come out and, you know, set out a lap time. And Jens, I'm most impressed by Jens because they started pretty far back on the grid and then managed to pull their way back up to P5 at the end there. Let's go ahead and have a look. Let me see if I can get to the end of the quali and actually have a look. Who did we have? Yeah, we had Jens, I don't even think, set in a lap time. Maybe they did. No, Jens did not set a lap time, but managed to pull themselves back up to P5 during the race there. Which is an impressive feat. Quick is still out. We still are waiting on Geordie to come out of the pits. Hopefully he will, because they need to get a lap time out on the grid, or out on the track. He needs to put down a lap time, and Ethan is going out, hopefully to try and see if he can't take P1 to start this race. Nope, he's gone straight back into the pits, just as I say that, and still nothing there from Geordie. No coming out for a lap time. Maybe Geordie might be trying to do a last to first type of situation here. But that could be quite difficult to do. But Liam is back out again to probably take another super fast lap time. I believe, the sprint quali he had done out, and another grid penalty. 5-place grid penalty for another driver. So I believe that's I think more. Well, yeah, I believe that'll put those 2 drivers that have received grid penalties at the back of the pack for the start of this race. So, wow, interesting stuff indeed. Well, there is Ken. Oh, and Lucas Leo's out completely. Not sure what happened there with him, but he's completely gone out. So there's no more of him setting a lap time. Hopefully Jordy gets back in the next however long is left, so he can, set us a lap time out on the track here. As Liam is going back around to set another lap time now. Watching him launch it through there. Launching it perfectly through there, might I say. I think his lap time got invalidated. I think he might have gone off a bit too far at some point. We got Hex as well, still out there trying to set themselves a lap time. But there is a lot going on here. Lorik's God. Oh, I guess at some point Lorik's got disconnected. Hopefully they'll be able to set a lap time. Still waiting on Jordy to go out set a lap time. We've got Alfie coming out to set up a lap time. Watch you cook. I'm gonna watch you cook, Ethan. No ERS lap. Okay, have fun with that. Don't know if that's going to be a smart idea, but have fun with a no ERS lap. I believe that's him going out there now. No, that's Jacob going out right now for a lap time. That is you, right, Ethan? Mr. Ethan Quigley. You're the one that's in chat right now. Saying he's about to do some cretinous things. Richard James is back out. Didn't have a great race himself, unlike his Ferrari teammate, who is also currently going out, is Jordy, who, well, yeah, did really well. You got penalised in Miami for the dive bomb. That's not good. I was kind of expecting that to have happened, but how far did that knock you back, or did that completely knock you out? 7-second time penalty. Oof. Oof. Sickening. Absolutely sickening. Eee. So Jordy is currently out now to go ahead and set themselves a lap time. Is this... Is this the first season, Ethan? Can you confirm for me? Do we have any previous champions of IRL in here? Or would this be the first? This is the first season, okay. Second round of this season. Yeah. I have been made aware of it is the second season by well, by my contact into the server, who isn't actually you. It's Quick Draw. He's my he's my mate. He's the one that he's the one that you know, got me into the server in the first place. So if you love my commentary so much, you've got him to thank. And Geordie, I completely forgot there. Geordie's just taking the fastest lap time away from Liam, who I'm guessing is now going out again to try and take that fast lap time. I bet he probably will. But there are some pretty, what I might call, F1 distances between each driver. Not a lot of distance, except from, for example, the back of the grid. But Lorax is out. Hopefully Lorax can actually go out and do something. Potentially set a lap time. Is this going to be a wet race then? Is that what you're telling me, Ethan? I know you probably can't message right now, considering, you know, you're going out like an absolute mad lad right now. Vipers is also out. Try not to have any sort of collisions with your teammate there, Vipers. That wouldn't be very good. Says dry race. Thank you, gents, for telling me. Thanks for letting me know that it is going to be a dry race. Liam again taking P1. Again taking P1. Actually, yeah. You know what? Yeah. I'm gonna have to agree with you there. It is F124, so it might start snowing. Jesus, this game is so cursed. I've seen some really strange things, and I've played it on pre-order, so I played it like the first week, and it was horrendous. Granted, it was the most fun I actually had, but all the other cars and everything like that everything was all over the place. And what is Hex trying to do? He's trying to send it into the wall, apparently. Okay. Jacob is gone out. I'm not quite sure what happened. I wasn't, again, sorry for not paying attention. I'm also trying to make sure I check in on the chat, make sure I check in on the race, make sure everything goes through smoothly here. And yeah, I am majorly impressed by Liam and everyone. You can improve on your time, so you retired in pits. That makes sense. That does make sense. If you can improve on the time that you've done, might as well retire from the session. What are we doing, Ethan? Where are we going? Into the barrier, apparently. Let's go ahead and see how Vipers is doing. Not really. I don't think he has the... Oh, and Liam's also decided to go ahead and retire. Yeah, that one was weird. That was the weirdest thing I think we've ever done. Where I was doing what was it? Yeah, I was doing a sprint race or whatever. I can't remember. I think it might have been the other way around. I think I was. No, it was the way that you're saying. I was literally doing a sprint race, and he just bombed straight through the middle, and I was like, "What's going on? You just basically hit every car," and Nope, didn't hit a single car. The game was just broken. Look, 3rd to 5th. The times. Oh wow! I had not realised that. 3rd to 5th, we've got literally Jacob and Ethan doing identical times. Viper's off by not literally nothing. Wow, that is some really close lap times. Control, get out and do another lap time. We've got Jen's going back out again. Hopefully to try and, you know, come out and sadly you did not, but hopefully you can do something in the race, which I know you're really good at doing. You've done it. You did it in the race yesterday, and you've done it today in the race today. Hopefully Jens can actually go out there and cut himself. Yeah, quick draw. Yeah, the exact same time, identical times between both Mercedes drivers have the exact same time, with Viper literally being 0.001 second slower than both of you, which is insane. And like I said, Jen decided to go out there and decided to cook. Y'all are cooking out there. Not as much as you probably prefer to be cooking, but let's see if... Well, if you guys have been getting the same lap times, hopefully you can keep doing that in the race and keep up that race pace. So the top 3 are Liam, Jordy, and technically Jacob and Ethan. Oh no, see, now it's changed. There is 572 and a 573. Okay, that makes total sense. Sure thing. Let's go ahead and check out on the Discord server, see if there is anything that has been said anywhere. See if anyone's saying anything. Oh, there's me accidentally joining General. Even though my, you know, thing is not even attached. Yeah. Anybody that's watching, make sure you don't ready up. That is a request coming from both Jacob and I think, is it both Jacob and Ethan, or is it just Jacob? I think that's just Jacob on his own, right? We're still waiting for players, so not everybody has. Makes sense. That does in fact make sense, Ethan, to go ahead and do that. And it is lights out. And away we go. Let's see who's going to be the one. And there's an Alpine being thrown off the track there. Not quite sure what's happened. And Jordy's going to be the one to lead into the first corner, followed by Liam and then Jacob, with Ethan Jacob and Ethan side by side, and Liam and Jordy are also side by side as they go into the corner. A little bit of contact there between Jacob and Liam. And still, again, we got wheel-to-wheel we got real close racing now between Liam and Jordy again. Let's go ahead and see if we can head back. Hopefully nothing crazy happens at the front, but let's go back and see if there's anything going back here with back here in the 5th to 10th position. See if there's any sort of battling going on back here. We've got Jordy again passing Liam up as they battle between, and Jacob passes Liam. Maybe Ethan can make it as well. Can Ethan pass on the straight? Maybe not. I'm not quite sure there. There's that little lone Ferrari there set in P10. Hopefully he can catch up to the rest of the rest of the grid in front of him potentially do some bit of battling there himself. There's a little bit of battling back here between the Kick cars and the Williams cars, as there's more movement between Ethan and Liam. A little bit of battling there between Ethan and Liam, as the Mercedes and Ferrari drivers decide to pull away. I'm hoping for maybe something a bit more on the bit. Got Liam coming in on... Ooh! I think he was a bit on the gravel there, as he's going to try and go... can't really see from this angle in which he's trying to go at. Camera angle through there, but Jordy has just ran with it. Ethan, something's happened to Ethan. What has happened to Ethan? As he's dropping back, massively dropping back past Lorax even. I think there might be some dirty driving going on. I'm not quite sure, but there might be some dirty driving going on at some point. We're probably going to have to check on at the end of the race to see what happened at that moment in time. As we have Jordy and Jacob now fighting for that P1 position, with Liam slowly running behind. I wouldn't say slowly, but he is running behind the two the drivers of Mercedes and Ferrari. I just turned into Carlos Sainz, driver for Ferrari. And seems to be some less intense racing here at the back. Let's go ahead see back here. Let's see what's going on back here. There's a little bit more. Oh, and there's a bit of collision there between the Kick drivers. That's not very good, you guys. As Lucas, as the two Kick drivers receive penalties, NK receiving a 10-second penalty and Leo receiving a 3-second penalty. Let's go ahead and see if we can't mix into the middle here, as Quick Draw James is now pulling in on Ethan. I think Ethan's potentially got some car damage. Oh, and it's a safety car. We've got a safety car coming in. That's why everyone's slowing down. What's happened? That might have been to do with the issue at the front there, or at the back there, with Lucas and NK, as the safety car has come out, which is now going to slow up everybody, and now everybody's going to be on top of each other. Wow, I'm not quite sure what happened there. I think the collision between Lucas, Leo, and NK, maybe I'm not sure what's going on, but NK is driving kind of slowly, which is keeping which is keeping Sweats and Alfie Doolin behind, as the people I suspected to be in some sort of issue have dropped back. It's probably not a good idea that you guys are changing positions behind the safety car, is it? As Jens has just received a 10-second penalty for severe collision with GG. That's not good. I'm gonna have to sit tight and hopefully the racing can get back underway. As the safety car is making their way around. But I think we're going to be waiting on the back lot, the 12 through 16, to catch up on the rest of the grid. Now, hopefully now with this, with the safety car coming in, hopefully now Ethan will be able to pass Lorax, pass Jen, GG, Hex, SMG, and then make his way back up to fighting for that P3, P2, P1 position. And who's that going into the... Jensen's gone into the pits. Along with Meki, who's also gone into the pits. This is somewhat of a good idea, but also not, because you're only on lap 6 of 36 of the race, but if your car is on the damaged end, your tire's burned out. Well, that's not good. Oh, there's a little bit of too much going on back here, and GG has also just received a time penalty there for a little bit on the collision with Hex, or apparently severe collision with Hex, as... Oh, right, that's what happened. Okay, makes sense now. Who's in that Alpine that just flung around the corner like that? Is that Alfie? He just flung around the corner. Probably turned into a Formula Drift car. Is the safety car going in now, please? Mr. Safety Car, go in, please. Nope, still not going in. I guess might be it for the next couple of laps. Just be everyone catching up. Please don't tell me you're going to make the... What is going on back here? What is he doing? Who is that back at the back of the grid there that's just blocking all the other drivers from being able to catch up? I'm not 100% sure who was doing that, but someone was slowing down the rest of the grid. As all of those guys catch up, we now just got NK, who probably needs to catch up. But if I had to guess, this might be the lap that the safety car decides to go in. So hopefully all of you guys are ready to start racing again. Yep, safety car is in this lap. Here we go. As the racing is about to get back underway. And let's see who's going to be the one to lead out from T1. Let's see if Jacob's going to keep that position, or if Jordy or Liam is going to take it. Heck, even Vipers could take it. As most likely these top three drivers are going to probably end up going 3 wide here. Coming around the corner now. And we are back underway on the racing. Here we go. Biggity biggity boy, let's go racing. And it is, in fact, Jacob going to be coming in leading into turn 1. As Jordy massively catches up, massively taking the inside line. He's going to, hopefully then he's going to end up be taking the outside line. A little bit of contact there between him and Jacob. But Jacob now is going to be running away with it. And I don't think that's going to last long, as I think Jordy is closing in quickly. Running a bit wide there, maybe. No, that wasn't running wide. That was actually running pretty well. Lot of less. Oh, and something's happened back here with Jens. What's happened there? Jens has had some sort of incident, maybe, or they went in for the pits again. I'm not quite sure. Let's go ahead and see if we haven't got any details on the stops. I believe Jens is... Yeah, Jens has pitted twice. I'm not quite sure what's happened with Jens there, but they've pitted twice, which is not going to be good for their race at all. Yeah, that is a bit on the disappointing side, Jens, for you. But the battling continues up at the front here with Jacob and Jordy and Liam, as Jacob's now back up there. And Liam's going to try to take the outside line. There's a massive bit of contact there between Jordy and Liam, and the contact! Oh, the Ferrari and the McLaren have just contacted in with each other. That's now pushing both of them all the way down. What an upset that is for the two of them, as now it's going to allow for Jacob to hopefully run away with it. But that's now going to push. That's now pushed up. That's pushed Jacob and kept him in P1. That's pushed Vipers and Hex up to P2 and 3. Insane, insane stuff there. Which... Oh, now there's going to be some battling here as Vipers just blitzes past Jacob like he's not even moving. No, now they're going too wide there. A little bit of contact there from Hex into the back of that Mercedes. Nothing too bad. Liam has just received a 3-second time penalty, which is not going to be good for his race at all. Oh, and Jordy's out of the race again! Jordy is out of the race again! The upset for Jordy, who's out of the race again. I'm not quite sure what has happened, but Jordy's gone out again. The disappointment for Jordy. That's the second time they've gone out of this race. Well, that's the second time they've gone out this race weekend. And we got back here, we got Liam, who's cutting through the entire grid right now. Absolutely, more or less. Well, yeah, he's kind of dominating back here. There's a lot of going on back here with the with Sweats and Lucas and NK. I think something might need to be done about that. Though, might need to actually have a look back at what has been going on back there with the two kick drivers. As we continue with the lot of contact there, I believe, with Hex into the back. But now there's a little bit of battling back here for the P4 position between Lorax and Ethan. Lorax and Ethan now battling each other. As the top three are more or less staying in the same sort of positions as each other. Let's go ahead and look back at what Liam's doing back here. Liam is continuing and chasing on that. Wow, the speed of Liam is impressive. He's really catching up on Meki there. As the really close racing between Vipers, Hex and Jacob continued. Ethan passes back up on Lorax there to take back the position. Let's have a look. Where is Liam? As Liam's now passing by that Williams driver. He's now going to be right behind Quittrell James, but hopefully Meki might be able to get past him again. There's very, very close, very close. Keeping it close together with those. Alfie Doolan is catching him. I believe he wasn't anywhere to be seen in the sprint race. I think he might have been at the bottom, but now he's managed to claw his way up to the top, probably because of all the incidents that have been going on. As Vipers takes the position away from Jacob, and Hex then takes the position from Jacob as well. What's going on with these Mercedes drivers today? As Lorax is going on the inside line, and he's going to pass on Ethan again, but then I think No, I think Lorax has got it. He's got it into the next corner. Lorax has kept the position into the next corner. As Ethan's going to try and take the inside line and try and pass him up again. Here we go. Oh, and a little bit of contact there, but I think that's going to be on the desync side of things. Don't think that was actual contact between the two of them. But the racing keeps going. Interesting racing back there. As Jacob has now decided to go ahead and head on into the pits. Go in and get a new set of tires. And I haven't even clocked it, but Hex is on the hard to probably, if I had to guess, hard to softs, which is actually on this track, in my opinion, is probably one of the better decisions to make. Is the hards to soft, hards to soft strategy. There we go. Found it eventually. There's that. Alfie Doolan behind Ethan currently, and I haven't even clocked it, but Liam is just cutting through the pack like they're all just not there. Which his next target is going to be to catch up with Alfie Doolan and the top 5 runners. A little bit more entertaining back here is a little bit of battling between the V-Carb and the Williams, and probably the Ferrari, as the V-Carb has some sort of incident there in the pits. Bro slammed on his brakes so hard that and Viper's up front for P1 position. As both Ethan and Jacob, I believe, have pitted now between the two of them. Ramsel. Liam? What are you doing? Continue racing. Liam has wing damage? Is that correct? Have we got wing damage? Not that we can really get any looks on whether or not you have wing damage, my good sir, is the real issue. Looks like he has. I'm guessing Liam's got some wing damage, is what I'm being told. As the racing continues. And Jens has just received I think, their second penalty. Front right end play, that's not good. That is not good at all. As the racing continues here, not really a lot going on, but I think Hex is on the better strategy here, on the hards to soft strategy, which is probably going to end up throwing Hex out in P1 once he goes in for pitting. But I honestly, to be fair, Liam, the way Liam's cutting through this entire grid, and he's got a damaged front wing, he's cutting through this grid like it's just easy. It's just easy for him. He's probably going to be continuing the rest of this race. Oh, and Alfie Doolan has managed to make his way up to the front. Oh, as makes sense, Viper's has just headed into the pits. And Hex is going to be completely gone out there. And Ethan's just received a penalty for, if I had to guess, probably corner cutting. There's a lot of that on this track, to be fair, to be fair, on Ethan, there is a lot of, it's almost hard not to get any corner cutting on this track. Which, a lot of drivers actually seem to be proving that it's not all that hard. As Hex is continuing going on, but he doesn't seem to be too fast. I think he needs to try and... This might just be, F124 being incorrect, but having Alfie only being 7 seconds behind, by the time that Hex needs to go into the pits, he needs to have at least 20-second gap on him. So unless Hex is able to pull away and, you know, get that gap, as Jacob is continuing to climb up the field. There's Liam, who's closely behind, who's been a rival of Liam's in this entire, a rival of Jacob's in this entire thing. As the racing continues, there's a little bit more racing going on back here as Lorax goes off the track a bit there. A little bit of contact, a lot of bit of contact there between Lorax and Lucas. As I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if that's... I'm going to keep an eye on this back here. Hopefully nothing insane or bad happens near the front of the grid. I'm going to be keeping an eye on there, but as Liam is now going to be heading into the pits to hopefully fix that front wing, which is not going to be great for him. That's going to slow him down quite a bit, because he's then going to be ending up having to fix an entire front wing. Yeah, now it's dropping him back so far. They're taking their sweet time with getting that front wing back on him, and they have now. And now he's going to be heading back out, and hopefully he can continue with the absolute amazing attacking skills that he has been on. Yeah, Alfie and Jacob. We got Hex, Alfie, and Jacob here. 1, 2, 3. A lot of distance between the top three drivers. With Enkun, I'm going to keep an eye on this kick driver, because I think they might be driving on the dirty side of things. So if I were you, Liam, be careful as you're coming up through past NK, because I think they might be on the more or less driving dirty. As Hex is Hex has gone ahead and head into the pits, and he's going to be coming out now, and he's coming out in a pretty decent position, throwing himself out in P4 behind Alfie Doolan and Jacob. Alfie's got a 3-second gap on Jacob, which is pretty decent gap for him, as Liam manages to completely just blitz through everybody I was talking about who was driving dirty there. Or maybe Enkun, that's why Enkun is going ahead and taking themselves into the pits. As Lorax is now racing against Ethan. Quite close racing between the pair of them. Let's go ahead and look further up. Such a massive gap there between Jacob and Alfie, but Jacob seems to be closing in on Alfie quite quickly now, though. He's managed to switch into an extra gear. He might have found the secret 9th gear. As there's a little bit of contact here with Mackie and Liam, as Quick James just receives a time penalty. Ethan and Lorax are battling each other up here. As Lorax passes Ethan, I don't think Ethan's going to allow that for much longer. As Quick James passes Jen. Is there any more things going on up here at the front? Is there issues that Alfie might be having, as Quick James and Jen are battling each other back and forth? It's very close racing between the two of them, as Liam is now just gliding past everyone to get back to the front of the grid. And now, yep, Jacob is quickly picking up on Alfie, and I think he's going to pass him at some point. Let me have a look to see, has he... Yeah, Alfie has stopped. Mekki stopped 3 times, and NK is stopped 4 times. That might have to be actually looked into, because I think the reason for that is a lot of dirty driving. Gigi's just received a time penalty. And Alfie, even if Alfie doesn't win this race, he's most likely going to get driver of the day, or at least in my opinion, he should get driver of the day. On the fact that he's just been going at this entire race. So it looks like the top 4 runners are more or less going to be solid in their positions, because the rest of the grid have all got time penalties. And there's a pretty sizable gap that Liam's going to have to make up on Ethan. But he is going to make probably very quick work of that, and I'm going to be looking back in 2 laps and he's going to be right behind Ethan. As the not really battling continues up the front here, not a lot going on up here. Let's go ahead and see if we can't get any closer of a look on Vipers potentially. See if what is he running? Is he running? He's running on hards. Why is he running on hards? Was he running on hards before? Let's go ahead and see what Hex is running on. Not my choice, but I would have pushed probably a little bit harder on the hards to get a little bit longer on. Couldn't be helped if he got like a damaged front wing or something like that. As the race continues, there's a little bit of battling here back and forth between Ethan and Lorax. Time penalty there for the Lorax, and yeah, NK has been DNF'd out of the race completely. Disappointing, obviously, like I said earlier, massive disappointment for Geordie to be completely and utterly just thrown out of the race. I believe he would probably right now be battling for that P1 position, but because of that incident he had earlier on, it's forced him completely out of the race. And there goes the other kit car. I'm going to have to try and see if I can actually look at the replay footage of what's actually been going on back here, and something's happened to Alfie Doolan, because he was up at the top racing against everybody else, but now he's got Liam on him. I'm not quite sure what's happened there, but we've got a little bit closer racing here at the front between Jacob and Vipers. Let's see, is there going to be any sort of movements here on the start-finish straight? No, the defense by Vipers is intense. Jacob can't find an opening. Is he going to find an opening into turn 1 here? Nope, he's just too far back to go for that gap there. As Hex is not doing good. I thought he was on some sort of good strategy, but it doesn't seem to have worked out the best for him. As the battling continues between Lorax and Ethan, very, very close fighting between the two of them. As the racing ensues. I don't know if that's the correct word, but I'm going to go with it. literally back and forth and back and forth and back and forth between the Aston Martin and the Mercedes driver. Jens has just received another time penalty. This is not going great for Jens at all. 3 stops, not great to begin with, but at least they're not last place. Which is a bit of a disappointment there for Geordie, who has literally just been dominant. It was dominant in sprint and was dominant at the start of the race, but some sort of incident sent him going and he was out of the race. That's me remembering the incident he had, but Liam has passed up on Alfie again, as he now is going to be chasing up to try and see if he can't catch up to Ethan and Lorax. There's so much distance that Liam's going to have to make if he wants to get P1. Sorry, I had a little bit of an issue there, struggling to swallow a little bit, but no, it's fine. We got Jacob, not really a lot of battling going on here. Let's go ahead and head back to where there is a lot of battling between Lorax and Ethan. As like I said, Liam is just catching up very quickly, but that probably is due to the battling between Ethan and Lorax, as Ethan receives yet another time penalty, which is a massive disappointment for him, as he's going to be trying to find an opening and potentially going to go past Lorax. He's going to try and take the outside line here, which is going to... He's then going to jump for the inside line. Some almost very dirty driving there, but now he's going to take the... He didn't do any dirty driving there, which is great. He does now just quite nicely pass up on Lorax. But the battling continues as Lorax is like, I ain't letting you go. This racing's got to keep going. We've got to keep this battle going, and this is the most intense battling we've got going on. As GG receives the 10-second penalty for corner cutting. So maybe everyone else isn't. I guess it's just maybe a little bit of collisions or something like that that's going on. Oh, and there's a VSC, which is going to cause the top 2 drivers to go ahead and hit the pits. Oh no, the not top 2 drivers, Ethan and Lorax to hit the pits. What am I talking about there? Because Viper is P1, followed behind by Hex. Well, Vipers, Jacob and Hex are still the top 3 runners, as that's going to now drive-through penalty for Hex, which is not good at all, because Liam is 17 seconds behind him, which means that probably when Hex comes out of the pit, Liam's literally going to be past him or racing him on pit exit. And Lorax has dropped down a few positions there, which now opened up Ethan to hopefully now be able to chase down Alfie and Liam, and hopefully be able to do something to put a stop to Liam's absolute dominance this entire race. And Liam's just received a time penalty, and GG's out of the race. That's 4 drivers. That's 4 drivers out of the 16 out of the race completely. Hex is serving his penalty, but Alfie is now battling against Liam. Wow. Or did Liam have some sort of incident? I think there might have been some sort of incident for Liam, as he seems to be running a bit on the slower end. Bit of the weird track line there. Not quite sure what happened there, but he's going to be continuing to chase down Alfie. Jens has just received another penalty. Not having a great debut at all. for them. And the road, there's a bit more close-up racing now between Jacob and Vipers. Let's see if we can get any more racing going on between the two of them. And there's a little bit more racing between last, I believe, was he the winner of the last race? Let me go have a look again. Yep, Liam won the last race, and now there's a little bit of and Lorax is gone. Lorax is out of the race. Lorax is out of the race. Oh no! He had some great performance this entire race, and he's just gone. Massive upset, massive upset there for him. Which is now, I believe, going to pushing Calgon and Jens up closer towards the points. But Jens has got so much of so many penalties that I don't think they're going to be able to even. They've got 9-second penalty. Ethan really needs to try and hopefully get past Hex. Ethan just needs to put the hammer down and be like, alright, let's go catch up to Hex. Hopefully nothing bad happens at the back of the grid as the battling continues between Jacob and Vipers as they keep going. Here they come. Let's see who's going to make it through into the corner first. It's still going to be Jacob. Jacob's going to keep it into the corner as quite literally nothing is going on right now, but they're going to get continuing very close battling back here. And Ethan passes up Hex, I believe. Did he just pass Hex? Yeah. Ethan passes Hex. Which, oh no, there's something's gone wrong with Liam. What's happened to Liam? Can we get any sort of information onto what has happened with Liam? Because he is so far behind. He was literally battling before for that P5-4 position. He's just dropped back dramatically, I think. Am I correct in thinking there? And Meki's just received yet another time penalty, which is not good at all. Oh, and we have got someone out, and we've got Calgon who's gone out. Calgon's gone out, which is now just left us with the top 10 drivers. P1, Jacob. P2, Vipers. P3, Ethan. P4, Hex. P5, Alfie. Meki, Liam, Quick, Sweats, and Jens. Let's see if the battling will continue between everyone. This is now basically the midfield. There's a lot of battling in the midfield right now as something terrible has happened to Liam. I'm not quite sure what has happened, but something terrible has happened to Liam, I believe. I think Liam's going to probably have to go in to the pits or something. Or actually, no, I'm pretty sure he just went into the pits. So now I think he's going to be on the battling again. Now he's going to be battling back here with the Ferrari driver, Quick Draw James. As the battling continues up at the front here with Vipers and Jacob. Battling continues. Ethan is slowly catching up with Alfie very close behind and Hex close behind Alfie. But I think it's a bit too late for Liam now. I think the best he can really go for now is past Quick Draw, which is that P7 position. So if Quick Draw can keep Liam behind him, that would be great for him. As Jens passes up on Sweat, and the battling continues between Jens and Sweat. Jens and Sweat. Jens and Sweat continue their battle. And Liam's just completely blitzed past Quick Draw. Not quite sure what's happened there. And now, Liam is just catching up quickly on Meki. But I think this is gonna, I think this is gonna be it, unless something happens in the next few corners. I think this is gonna be your top 1-2. will be either Vipers or Jacob. But let's see if they can't keep this race going between the two of them. Ethan, sadly, is most likely probably just going to have to let Alfie go past him, along with and Liam takes the fastest lap of the race. Ah, that's why he's catching up so quickly. He's on that soft compound right now to try and see if he can't make up some more positions. But it's not going to be enough, I don't think. Really don't think it's going to be enough. Let's go ahead and actually have a look at the penalties. Liam's got a 6-second penalty, which I don't know what it's going to do, but it might do something. Not quite sure yet. Let's just keep looking. Yeah, Ethan's going to get thrown back quite far, I believe. Or is Ethan actually going to be fine? Is he going to... I'm pretty sure... No, I think he's going to be stuck in his... Oh, no. Yeah, no, I'm just reading that wrong. And the battling continues between Alfie and Ethan. As Alfie passes up, or passes up, and then Ethan passes Alfie again. The back and forth between the two of these drivers... There's been a lot of this back and forth between the two of them, and as Jens again receives another penalty... And I believe, let's go ahead to the front of the pack here with Jacob and Vipers as they come across the line. And your race winner is going to be Jacob, followed by Vipers. Kind of combined their name then. Let's see. The race continues back here with Ethan and Alfie as they come across the line here. And the position's going to go to, let's have a look. Position's going to go to Alfie, so your 1, 2, and 3 is going to be Jacob, Vipers, Alfie, then Hex, then Ethan. Let's see, where is Liam going to find himself? Pretty bad performance for Liam here, as he did just win the previous race. And he's just received another time penalty, which is not good. Wow. Let's see. Let's find out what's it going to be at the end here. As the race closes up. I just got a message on my thing, but there's no message there. Let me go check it. Let me go ahead and check broadcasting. Let's see. Yeah, I really do think Liam got a little bit on the disappointing, so there it is. We've got one of the Mercedes drivers in P1, with it being, sorry, can't remember everybody's names. Liam crashed into full. Thank you for telling me, Alfie. Much appreciated. He lost his back end into the wall, so that's why Liam ended up slowing down massively. Thank you so much, Alfie, for telling me that. So here's the race director. Let's have a look. What happened? Let's go have a look at the incidents. We've got Quick Draw James, who's received a warning for corner cutting. Leo, track limits. Collision, Hex, Viper, collision, quick draw. See track limits. Multiple warnings, track limits. Ethan, track limits. Meki, track limits. Lucas, severe collision with Lucas. Track limits. Yeah. We might need to look into this on NK, because there was a lot of incidents there, I believe, with the two of them. But let's go ahead and congratulate the race winner, who I believe was Jacob. In the end of it, at the end of it, Jacob was your race winner. And then we had obviously we had Ethan just didn't have any. Had great, but I was told that Liam had lost his entire rear wing or something like that. He had a collision, lost his back into the wall. Alfie, Mr. Magic Man, came out of absolutely nowhere and completely dominated it all. So, yeah. And obviously Geordie, who, wow, honestly, Geordie had such a great sprint, then his incident, and then he had such a great race, and then his incident. It was a massive, massive upset for him. I don't think he's going to be very happy. I'm not quite sure what happened to him in the race, but I did watch what happened to him in the sprint race. He did end up having his rear end spin out and yeah, crashed away, and yep. But I believe that will be it for the terms of this race. Yeah, Sean, thanks for doing absolutely fucking terrible. Massive disappointment for me, buddy. But yeah, congratulations to everyone for quite an interesting race. The sprint race was a lot more interesting, but hopefully I'll see you guys in the next race, whenever that may be. And until then, thanks for watching. I've been your commentator for IRL, and yeah, see you in the next one.